the expertise that I have in my ministry, the Council of Ministers saw it fit to assist the shareholders representative, Minister Johnson of TIAT, to assist Minister TIAT on the financial part of dealing with the airport. Minister Johnson is still in charge as the shareholders rep of all the other business at the airport. I'm just assisting him in getting the loan facility in its place and get the relationship with the bondholders back on a level that we can do and continue doing business with one another. So that's all I'm doing, making use of my organization to assist the Minister of TIAT.
There have been some concern and discussion in the community in terms of the bondholder and the length of time that it took to have a discussion with them. What happened then? Why did it take so long?
I agree with those in the community who have that vision. When I was a parliamentarian, I was also asking about, what is the progress at the airport shortly after the hurricanes? Is it the possibility to have a walkthrough? Is it the possibility to talk to the bondholders to find out, what their position is? As a minister, that was one of the first things that I also asked for. And on many occasions, I was told that the bondholder was not interested in engaging in any talks with the Minister of Finance or with the government of St. Maarten. And when I asked them being who was then in the board, can you provide me with something on paper, that, on the letterhead of the bondholders that is, who are saying just that they don't want to talk to us? I'm still waiting for that document. Luckily, some time ago, we managed to organize a phone conference call, and that was the first question I asked the bondholders. Is it true that you were not interested, and mind you, we have 3 bondholders. Is it true that you were not interested in talking to the government of St. Maarten? And all 3 said, Minister, definitely not. We are quite happy that finally we can engage in talks with the government of St. Maarten. So at the end of the day, it makes you wonder what the ideas was of people in the organization at the airport to prevent these discussions from happening. And what you see happen too now in the land of politics is that we are being blamed for not giving guarantees to the bondholder and why we're waiting so long. And I on many occasions I've mentioned that we are not in the position of giving any letters of guarantee because of the financial higher supervision the country St. Maarten is under. But as a minister, I issued 2 letters of comfort to the bondholder, which basically says this government will do its utmost to find a credit facility, to help out in the reconstruction of the airport.
When was that done?
That was done. We are now in March, October last year, September, October last year. And both of the letters, I was told, were not accepted by the bondholders. And again, at that time, I asked, can you please provide me with an email or a letter stating that fact? And I'm still waiting for that.
But Minister, who told you that? The management of the airport or the board of the airport?
Let's say those in charge of the airport at that time.
Here you're the Minister of Finance. It's the second most powerful position after the Prime Minister, people say in the government. And you sitting here tonight on television and telling me that people at the airport in management or the board said that to you and they're still in those positions? It's quite, I don't want to put you in the spot here, but I think people are...
You're not putting me in a spot. I'm just telling the truth here, you know. And I'm not afraid of the truth. It is quite unfortunate because we lost a lot of time because of that.
Exactly.
And yes, of course, a lot of people find that it's the government's fault that we lost this time. Mind you, there is a healthy distance between government-owned companies and government. What we all want is that there is no interference, political interference in the government-owned companies. And what we can do as a shareholder is ask questions and ask for information to provide for us. You know, that was a very cumbersome process for the past 8 months, unfortunately. But fortunately, last week in New York, we finally met with all the bondholders, the Dutch government, EIB, World Bank, and the stakeholders, including the airport, to sort things out. And I must say it was a very successful 2 days meeting in New York. We're working out the details right now to come to a level of comfort with the bondholders. The bondholders were very clear that they committed to continue to be with their investment in St. Martin. And so we're working it out right now. And hopefully by the end of this month, we should be able to reach an MOU to continue with the bondholders and start with the credit facility to become available to start the reconstruction of the airport.